CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. Thanks for being with us on this Thursday, December 18th. A collision near Cochrane closed Highway 652 today after a chemical leak from the transport that crashed. OPP say a tractor-trailer was involved in a serious collision, causing chemicals to leak around 10 this morning. The highway was closed between Michelle Lake Road and Tweed Township, northwest of Cochrane. No injuries were reported. Police are working with the Ministry of the Environment to ensure the community's safety. No word at this time what chemical was spilled. An update tonight on the heavy police presence at the housing complex on Cambrian Village Road in Sudbury yesterday. Just before 9 a.m., 911 got a call where yelling was heard and one of the residents said there was a gun. Shortly after 2:30 p.m., two individuals exited and surrendered without incident. A search of the premises found no firearm. One person was released while the other was taken into custody, where officers discovered a previous assault on his intimate partner. Police have charged a 45-year-old man with assault with a weapon. Some weather alerts to tell you about this hour: rain, freezing rain, and then a cool down. To tell you which communities are impacted, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman. Rick.
Guilty as charged, Tony. What more could I say right now? The systems map will pretty well tell the story. We'll get into some numbers momentarily. First take on weather brought to you by CAA. Get your membership today at caa.ca. Ian Campbell was just saying, this picture looks scary. Have a look and see the effects over the course of the next, 48 hours. Over the course of the next little while, we'll get some snow to the north. We've got rain to the south. Flash freeze as well, and various stories to tell over the course of the next couple of hours. So stick around for details, Tony.
Thanks for that, Rick. The town of Cochrane is turning over every stone to find out what happened to $2 million in missing public and provincial funding. The money was meant for an agricultural silo project, a long-standing goal to boost the region's farming economy. The town says the financial discrepancies began back in 2021, and the money was spent under the watch of the town's previous CAO, financial department, and the former council. To put the $2 million loss in perspective, Mayor Peter Politis notes that just $90,000 represents a 1% tax hike in Cochrane. He says the OPP and legal counsel are now engaged in an investigation, adding that while the money has likely been spent, a forensic audit is the only path to potential recovery. We'll have more in this story at 6 o'clock. Some relief for travelers and officials at North Bay's Jack Garland Airport. A new air service is taking off from the airport early next year after Air Canada announced it was pulling out. CTV's Eric Tashner tells us more.
Soon, this empty slot at the Jack Garland Airport will have an aircraft parked in it, ready to fly to Toronto's Billy Bishop Airport.
Having a 50-minute flight to Toronto Island is certainly going to be a relief.
When Air Canada announced in September it was pulling all service out of North Bay, city officials were caught off guard. There was anger and frustration.
That was not a great announcement for our community, 90 years relationship.
We did a travel assessment in the summer to try and help Air Canada and other airlines like Bearskin and Perimeter meet the market demand.
Now there's a sense of relief. A new service is stepping in when Air Canada leaves at the end of January. Prop Air, based out of Rouyn-Noranda in northwestern Quebec, is going to fill that void.
It's the start of a great partnership between North Bay and Prop Air.
Flights will begin February 16th, and passengers can start booking tickets online. The route will operate 5 days a week.
Normally, an airline is starting a new route 3 to 6 months in advance. We decided to move quickly because we definitely think that North Bay people deserve to have this service.
The aircraft will seat up to 18 passengers. There will be a morning flight to Toronto and an evening return flight to North Bay, eliminating the need for overnight stays.
Our members and the business community were having to spend, sometimes $600-700 a night for a hotel room. So that's just another added expense for business that's not necessary.
The airline will also offer shuttle service between Billy Bishop and Toronto Pearson International Airport for travelers who need to connect to international flights.
If we have the population, the business on board of our project and working with us, we definitely think that quicker than we expect, we will need to add more frequency, more flight, and hopefully more destinations.
Prop Air recently announced new routes connecting Sudbury to Ottawa, Montreal, and Quebec City, which serve the same mission, improving air service to underserved Canadian regions. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
Time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5, Rick has your full weather forecast. Also ahead, marking the Festival of Lights in Sudbury. However, a community is also standing guard against hatred.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400 from your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Well, I've learned to keep the weather simple. We'll try to simplify this very shortly here. To the north, you've got storms. That's the purplish tint. Of course, more south, you've got rain. You've got flash freezing as well. And to the east, of course, you've got freezing rain, freezing drizzle. It's going to culminate in the northeast overnight into tomorrow. Some areas will get more rain than snow. Then the transition begins to snow later on during the day. How's that for simplification? More snow coming in on Friday. This is about 9 o'clock in the morning. So overnight into the day, could be a bit of a delay. Then by Saturday, the chance of more snow in the forecast. So not the best of weather forecasts for the weekend. Sudbury Nickel Belt, here we go. Snow 2 to 4 centimeters after rain overnight, -4. Chance of snow Saturday, -5, -8 Sunday. Chance of snow, cloud cover Monday, -12. And snow, chance of snow at 60% come Tuesday. Here we go now with Sault Ste. Marie Algoma. Snow tomorrow 2 to 4 centimeters after rain overnight. Snow on Saturday, -3. Chance of flurries Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, -6, -7. And well, here we go. 0 on Tuesday. Can't explain the temperature change. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, snow tomorrow, 5 to 10 centimeters after some snow overnight, -8. Chance of snow Saturday and Sunday, -9, -12. -12 Monday, sun and cloud, and the chance of snow Tuesday at -6. Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, some snow tomorrow after rain overnight, 5 centimeters. Some snow on Saturday, -8. Chance of snow Sunday and Monday, of course, at 60 and 30%. And then it starts to warm up just in time for Christmas Eve. 60% chance of snow Tuesday, a high of -4. Meanwhile, in North Bay, West Nipissing, flurries tomorrow, 2 to 4 centimeters after some rain overnight. And we'll get to those rain numbers next hour, just prior to the 7-day forecast. Chance of snow on Saturday and Sunday at 40%. Monday, sunshine. I love it. North Bay, West Nipissing finally get some full-scale sunshine. -11 your expected high, warming up to -2 on Tuesday. Tony, I'm telling you right now, I'm going through a lot of weather these days because we've got watches, we've got warnings, we've got flash freeze, and a lot more. It's all coming together on Friday. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Rick. Last night, Sudbury held its second annual menorah lighting at City Hall, a public display of faith and solidarity just days after the attack on a Hanukkah celebration in Australia where 15 people were killed. CTV's Amanda Hicks has more.
Hanukkah is known as the Festival of Lights, a time meant for celebration and reflection. But in Sudbury, the flickering flames represented something more, a community standing guard against fear.
I grew up Jewish, and it's to show the solidarity, especially after the darkness of what happened in Australia.
I'm not Jewish, but I'm part of the community, and the Jewish community is hurting. We need to be here for them.
I'm here especially in this time because there is rising anti-Semitism, and it's time to show solidarity with the Jewish community.
Following Sunday's terrorist attack in Australia, security at City Hall was noticeably tighter for the second lighting of the menorah. But organizers say the goal wasn't to dwell on fear, but to celebrate survival.
There are only 15 million Jews in the whole world. And so typically when something very bad like this happens, people know other people on the other side of the world. It's not uncommon to have family connections or friend connections with communities that are geographically geographically very far away because we're really such a small group. And so, certainly that touches us really profoundly and deeply, and we're very sad. But at the same time, we have to hold that we're also celebrating a holiday at the same time.
Ontario NDP leader Marit Stiles was on hand and called for more to be done to protect places of worship.
There is a rise in anti-Semitism, not just around the world, but here in our communities in Ontario. And nobody should be afraid of worshiping and celebrating their religion or their culture in our society. And so I think it's more important than ever that we are here with our Jewish friends and neighbors.
I'm being told that tonight's ceremony serves as a reminder that the answer to darkness isn't to hide, but to increase the light, whether that's through prayer or standing together. Amanda Hicks, CTV News, Sudbury.
Ontario NDP leader Marit Stiles was in Sault Ste. Marie today visiting workers at Algoma Steel. Last night, she voiced her frustration regarding the government's handling of the laid-off steelworkers.
1,000 of those workers, almost half the workforce, have lost their jobs. And so I'm going to be there talking to them about what action we need to take. We haven't seen any solutions come forward from the government. They seem to be approaching this as if it's just a necessary expense of doing business, and I won't accept that. And I don't think the workers will either.
And CTV News reached out to the province for comment. We'll tell you what officials said at 6 o'clock. He's a member of the Sioux Greyhounds. Coming up on CTV News at 5. On this night, Brady Martin was representing Team Canada and did well in pre-tournament action. Earlier this month, the CTV Lions Children's Christmas Telethon in Sudbury raised more than $357,000, surpassing its goal of $325,000. Officials with the Lions Club say the request for toys this year has increased. In previous years, 50 to 55 toys were purchased per every age range. However, due to the demand, this year, the Lions had to buy 85 to 90 toys for every age group. The chair for the telethon says the Lions Club should be able to cover the cost of the additional toys only if everyone honors their pledges.
We had to order twice to fill up the gap, to provide those families with the Christmas gift and to have a smile on their faces at Christmas time. That's why we're asking for those who pledge, please honor your pledge and make it happy for everybody.
Curry says that next year they will need to get more toys, which will likely make the goal even higher to cover the additional expenses. In sports now, Sioux Greyhounds forward Brady Martin showing courage last night in World Junior pre-tournament action.
Turn pass from Hayes is knocked away, and here's McKenna. Gavin McKenna works back in, sends a Rick White hard shot, score! Just like that, Brady Martin.
Courage by the Tragically Hip, Canada's goal song for the tournament, would play twice thanks to Martin. He scored both goals in Team Canada's 2-1 victory over Sweden. Not surprisingly, Martin has made the official roster for Team Canada. Meanwhile, his teammates stole an 8-4 victory from the Saginaw Spirit last night. Tonight, the Hounds will continue their southern road swing in Windsor, where they'll face off against the Spitfires at 7:05. The Sudbury Wolves are also on the road. They'll take on the Barrie Colts at 7 p.m. and the North Bay Battalion are at home when they play host to the Guelph Storm at 7 p.m. at Bort Longyear Memorial Gardens. Last night was a wild one for fans over in the NOJHL, where the Sudbury Cubs played host to the Powassan Voodoos. Sudbury Cub Caden Dubray netted 2 goals and an assist, but the Voodoos would take this one 4-3 in overtime. Tonight, the Cubs host the French River Rapids at 7:10, which is the only game on deck for the Junior A League. TikTok and artificial intelligence. When we return, we break down the top tech stories for 2025. You're watching First at 5. This is our last Tech Talk segment for the year, and what a year it was. To give us a look at some of the highlights, let's bring in cybersecurity and tech analyst Ritesh Kotak. Hi there, Ritesh.
Hello.
Okay, what are we starting with?
We're starting with TikTok and TikTok down. If we remember back in January, when just before President Trump got inaugurated, TikTok went down for 24 hours, and there was a big talk around the impact that it's going to have. What is the future of the platform, whether it's going to come back online, whether there'll be a US TikTok. Still no deal. We don't have definitive answers, but that's how we started off the year, with TikTok down.
What about social media in general? There were a lot of stories around its use.
A lot of stories. In fact, back in June, the Canadian government tried to pass the digital services tax that would have impacted a lot of these social media and tech companies. What we saw was President Trump coming out and saying, nope, you're going to do this. We're going to stop negotiating. And it just goes to show how social media and big tech has become extremely political, especially in the last year. We also saw age verification platforms like Roadblocks bring them in, and then an outright ban recently in Australia. So a lot of social media news, and I think it's only going to get more interesting in the new year.
We heard a lot about artificial intelligence, AI as well. What were the significant developments in 2025?
It started right in the beginning, right in February. There was the big AI summit in France. Vice President Vance from the US gave one of his first international addresses, and his message was very clear. Stop regulating artificial intelligence, because a lot of the companies are US. Create a platform, because this is the new arms race when it comes to digital supremacy. So that's how it kind of started off. But then as the year progressed, we started seeing some very interesting developments. China launched DeepSeek, their version of artificial intelligence that was consumer grade and claimed to be much more accurate, faster, and use less energy. And it was very interesting to see the pushback around the world, and really bringing up some very interesting debates on when it comes to digital sovereignty. We also saw OpenAI launch Sora. I've had a chance to play around with it. It is scary good, where you're able to just take a image or a clip of someone, and then you put a prompt in, and it generates a video. In some cases, it's very hard to decipher fact from fiction, and we're starting to see this on social media platforms. And finally, the infrastructure side from AI, NVIDIA. Who can forget the trillions of dollars in value that NVIDIA was able to amass in the last year? And the reason behind it is this is the new arms race. AI chips are required, infrastructure is required, and NVIDIA was leading the pack on that. So a lot of AI news in 2025.
All right, Ritesh, what about the year ahead? What are your top 3 predictions?
So I'm going to break it down into buckets. I think the first one is going to be legislation. I think we're going to see legislation that's going to impact privacy, security, artificial intelligence, not only in Canada, but globally as well. There's going to be stuff around content moderation, age verification, making sure that harmful content is not pushed to the end user. So I think that's going to be front and center. And also, speaking about that, I think we're going to start to see testing of driverless cars, and we're going to have to figure out legislation around there. Think about insurance liability to different provincial acts when it comes to enforcing the rules on the road. The other 2 big things is the AI bubble that everyone's talking about. I don't think that there's going to be a crash, but I do think there's going to be a course correction, especially as a lot of these companies are going to have to start to show revenue, and that they're actually able to deliver a return on investment. And finally, wearable technology. We're starting to see these glasses, these AI glasses everywhere. I think we're going to see more AI wearable technology, and there's going to be a lot of competition within that space.
Ritesh, it was a lot of fun talking tech with you this year. Thanks so much, and happy holidays.
Thank you so much for having me, and happy holidays.
Ritesh Kotak joined us from Toronto, and to see more of our Tech Talk segments, head to our website, CTV News Northern Ontario.ca. Our first community close-up comes to us south of North Bay, and Swallow of Sundridge is encouraging everyone to come out and see the miniature Christmas village. She says it's a great way to celebrate the season, plus bring a donation to support local food banks. The village has grown to 600 houses with more than 2,000 little people. The Christmas village is located at 43 Union Street in Sundridge. To Sudbury, and a light display to get you in the Christmas spirit. The Cochrane family is all ready for the holidays. Check out all the decorations and the lights. You can appreciate all the family's efforts by heading to the Donovan neighborhood in Sudbury. And still in Sudbury, where Linda Durkaj of Caperel spotted a pine marten climbing along the treetops, then sat on a branch. Plus, she noticed a pileated woodpecker enjoying some homemade suet she leaves for the animals. Thanks so much, Linda. To Powassan, south of North Bay, this photo was sent to us by Lisa Taylor. She says a large rafter of turkeys came through her yard. Great picture there, Lisa. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. A 4-month-old baby from Timiskaming Shores has become an internet sensation after appearing to sing along with her mother at choir practice. CTV's Madison Merrier has their story.
Bernard Lafontaine posted a video for friends and family, and over 6 million views later, she's getting calls from around the world.
Sweden, Italy, there's liaisons from the USA that are working with People magazine and USA Today. And Brazil has been really, really big because Senna is named after Ayrton Senna.
Little Senna appears to be singing along as the choir performs, and her mother is not surprised as music is a big part of her family's life.
Both my husband and I are very musically inclined, and so are her grandparents and her great-grandparents. So I think probably just from the womb, always hearing music and just being the happy baby that she is, I think music will run in her blood.
Lafontaine said she posted a video of the choir's performance as a preview to their big show.
We go to choir practice together, and she loves it. We bring her little play mat, and she'll just be babbling and cooing. And yeah, she loves choir.
She only noticed Senna cooing after the song was finished, and when Lafontaine watched the video, she thought it was a great reflection of her happy baby.
The video that you're seeing is just literally how she is on a day-to-day basis. We're blessed with a very happy baby.
Lafontaine hopes the video brings people some Christmas cheer and inspires new parents to continue going out and doing the things they love.
I hope that this inspires also some parents that are on maternity leave or that are home with their child to just go out there and do things, and that the community does support bringing your child and not to be afraid and stay home.
Madison Merrier, CTV News, Sudbury.
What a great story. Cute baby, too. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.